Midnight music. 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 Midnight music.
Couldn't stand Survivor.
My grandma worked
Dude, Boston
with someone
Rob?
on the.
Never seen an episode of Survivor
My-
all the way through, so
My grandma worked with someone that was on like the first season of Survivor.
I know the original winner of Big Brother.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's from Long Island.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the original winner of Survivor season 1 that went to
Richard Hatch?
jail. Yeah, I think went
Yeah,
to jail.
because he was on House of
Tax
Villains
evasion or
last
something.
season. This season.
That isn't
Was it Richard Hess?
something like that.
Richard Hatch.
Hatch. That was it.
Do you guys
Richard
watch House of
Hatch.
Villains?
No, but I'm intrigued by it because it's all like the reality show villains,
Oh
like the
my God,
greatest
it's
reality show
so
bad people of all
good.
time, all in the same house.
He was in a
Last
Celebrity
season-
Apprentice and The Biggest Loser.
Last season had New York and Omarosa on the same season.
He did 51 months in prison.
Wow.
Jesus, for tax evasion?
I don't know what it was for. I'm gonna look it up. Hang on.
I'm pretty sure it was taxes.
Criminal penalty, 1 count of tax evasion. Yep.
Wow. That's kind of funny.
My hair looks so big. Oh my god.
Divorced
Your hair is
twice.
really big,
I thought
Kay.
I thought he was gay.
This is he is gay.
Oh, Emiliano's a boy because an unnamed Australian woman. So he was married to a woman in 85 to 90, and I guess Emiliano is a boy's name. That course when he was gay.
So you're
Well,
growing out
this
both
isn't-
sides of your hair, aren't you? Okay.
Yeah, I don't have an undercut anymore. See?
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Hold on.
yeah. Emiliano's a husband. Okay.
Wow.
All of this that you see under the ponytail, that's what my undercut was.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't
How do you feel about
shaved it. If honestly, like my color is mostly natural for the first time in a long time. I don't love the color. Like I know it's flattering, but I miss my fun colored hair. But I'm trying to grow my hair out for the wedding, and if I
True.
keep bleaching my hair, it's not going
It's
to
just
grow.
gonna keep falling out.
Yeah.
So
I like it though.
No,
It looks good.
thank you.
Yeah.
Like I was in a wedding a couple years ago and I had to like dye my hair back to a natural color, and it like fucked up all of my progress, all of my everything with my hair.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't been the same. So I finally I went black last year.
And you don't go back.
And then but like the black hair I didn't like anymore. Like it looked really like harsh.
Okay.
And it was just like didn't look right anymore. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go back to like my natural hair color
Mhm.
or as close to it as I can get, and just kind of rock with it and see how it goes. And I take like vitamins to make my hair grow.
I feel like the Yankees should sign Corbin Burns just so the Mets can't.
Well, I think we're going after the Japanese pitcher that just got posted, Sasaki.
Yeah, they just got posted. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. He's probably going to the Dodgers.
He
I
said
also
he
think
doesn't
it's
care
really
about
funny.
the West. He doesn't. He's not. He doesn't really prefer the West. Like he can be in New York City.
I think he's friends with Shohei though.
Who isn't friends with Shohei?
Yeah, fair enough. But I also think it's funny that so the A's signed Luis Severino for like what, $65 million? No, it's the highest
Something
contract.
random. Yeah.
It's the highest contract that the A's have ever signed.
Aren't they playing in like
Yeah.
aren't they playing like a college field this year or
They're
something like
yes, they're playing in a minor league park.
Yeah.
And Juan Soto's signing bonus is bigger than that.
that? Yeah.
By $10
I
million.
Obviously, like I don't understand baseball as well as you guys do. Why?
Baseball doesn't
Why is
understand
that
baseball.
Okay, but why is that like obviously like yay for me because it's the Mets, but like why is that contract so big?
Until you see those ticket prices. That's what.
That's
No,
another
City
thing I'm
Field,
concerned
City Field used to be
about.
affordable, dude. I liked going to City Field because it was pretty affordable.
Not anymore.
Not
I can
anymore.
pay $30 day of to buy to Mets.
You
games.
could have paid $30. Those days
now
are
you're
Now you're
over.
gonna be paying Bronx prices.
Yeah. The thing
Oh,
with the
that's
contract, one, it's
sick.
because it's long term. So because it's such a long term contract, being 50 years, there's no such thing as an MLB salary cap to can't stop it. Since it's so long in 15 years, they can actually really move the money around to the way they see fit.
Yeah.
So like he's not gonna get an even share of that contract throughout the entire 15 years. Could be front loaded, could be back loaded. Some years he'll get more, some years he'll get less, but he will get most if not all of that money.
Well, none of it is deferred.
He didn't defer you, which I thought was very interesting as well.
I saw something on the contract where he gets an option to opt out in 29, and if he stays with
Yes.
the Mets, he gets like a $4 million bonus a year or something like
So
that.
it's the same thing that happened with Garrett Cole.
Yes.
So the Yankees just did it with Garrett Cole. So how that's going to work is in 2029, Soto can opt out if he wants.
And he'll get out of the contract.
However, the Mets can go ahead and veto that opt out, but if they veto, they have to pay Soto more money. which would bring an extra $4 million a year, which would bring his total salary for the 15 years to 800 million, 805.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is gross.
Yeah, it's
But you think about it, right? Like, it's 800 million. We hear $800 million. We're like, wow, that's a lot of money.
That's
Steve
so much
Cohen
money.
hears $800 million. He goes, that's just a weekend.
yeah, right. That's me going to Burger King.
Yeah, the guy's worth $21 billion. Like, that's a lot of money. It's too much money. Yeah, to us.
Okay, you want to do a favor before we get started on this show? Look
Yeah,
up
we
the
need-
net worth of NFL franchises.
Any franchise?
No,
or
the
just in
NFL
general?
franchises. So those are the most expensive franchises in American sports.
Net worth.
Raiders
NFL.
football net worth.
Why'd you go with the Raiders?
I just picked one. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
And now compare that to Juan Soto's contract.
Exactly.
This is
Yeah.
crazy. What do you mean the Jets are worth $6.8 billion?
That's
That's
gotta
funny.
be
The
low.
Raiders are 6.7.
And they're bad. The Cowboys
You know what,
are worth
it's-
$10 million.
It's because they play in New York.
It's New York, so it's
and-
location.
It's mostly also their TV rights deals. Like the Yankees are $21 billion franchise, mostly because of their media rights.
TV rights deal, yeah.
Yeah, TV rights deal and media rights. Which,
For the Raiders,
I don't know.
I believe it's just because they're in Vegas and the new stadium is really fucking good.
yeah.
It's crazy to me.
But I don't
I
know how
like-
it's going to work with the MLB moving forward because those TV rights deals aren't going to be worth that much soon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially when the
what fuck they're
NFL, especially put it too, like the NFL is going to be the first. Do you think? Wait, let me ask you, Ricky. NFL or NBA, the first sport to go fully streaming with their TV rights?
gonna do. It's probably
Like
gonna,
not airing on cable anymore?
correct.
Correct.
I think it's going to be the NFL because the NBA kills.
They
with
just
TV
signed a deal, didn't
Yeah, the
they?
NBA kills with TV rights. I think they just signed a really good deal.
Yeah.
Especially because the NBA on TNT is staying. They're just moving them over to like ABC or something like that.
Right.
Which-
So
which
once
fucking-
that
thank
happens, the value of an MLB TV rights deal is going to plummet.
Once they start going all streaming, yeah.
Once football goes all streaming, once the consumer is conditioned to watch sports on a streaming app,
Mm-hmm.
one streaming app, hopefully,
It's over.
that's going to be a big
And they
problem
kind of
for
already
baseball.
experimented with adding NFL Sunday Ticket to YouTube TV, which works rather
Yeah.
well. YouTube
Yeah.
TV is kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I know MLB is a lot. They did a lot on Max this year. They have baseball on
There's a
Amazon.
lot on Max. You
a
know
few
what's-
big
you know
games.
what's-
Football on
holding-
Prime this year too.
Oh, football's been on Prime for the last couple years, and Prime streaming service is fucking
It's
excellent.
so weird to me.
Yeah, Prime does a good job, especially with like their live
They do.
program.
Yeah.
Very little, but well, they own AWS, so like, duh.
Yeah, and the NFL part is with AWS.
There you go.
Because that's how they do all their live stats is through AWS. So
Yeah.
what they, I don't know if you know, is what they do. They have little microchips in the pads, and then there's sensors on top of all the stadiums that just track the movement of the chips.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how they get like the live and the speed and stuff like that, because the sensors are on top of the stadium tracking the movement of all the chips.
That's crazy. How there's like no, they one that they don't interfere with each other, or two, don't get damaged in the tackles.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, your brain is mush, but the chip is good. In fact, we can calculate how much mush your brain is due to the chip. Sorry, Tua. More like Hawk Tour, am I right?
Oh, she's in bad shape too.
Oh
Dude,
god.
I saw a meme the other day. It's like, who goes to jail first, Diddy or the Hawk Tour girl?
Looks like it's tied up right now.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to say for the record, I was always right about Jay-Z. I was always right about Jay-Z. Fuck
That
that
story
guy.
doesn't make sense just yet to me.
I know it makes no sense. I know. Although it does make sense because him and Diddy are like best friends.
On that
Like-
level, but like, all right, well, this is the VMAs in the 2000s. The VMAs in the 2000s. This is the 2000s VMAs, okay, which is like the hottest thing in pop culture at the time.
The social event of the season. was the
Seriously.
VMA. Like the VMAs was the culture.
That was the big thing for a while. So how do you get dropped off, okay, as the story goes, dropped off in front of Radio City Music Hall with the who's who of music pop culture in
Yeah.
attendance, and just so happen to talk to a limo driver trying to get
Yeah.
in?
Yeah, but there's no press.
There's no
one,
security,
nothing.
you know.
Yeah, no, the big problem with that story in general was that, and also the anonymity, right? Because in Jay Z's defense, he's like, "How can I defend myself if I don't know who
But
you
also,
are?"
why a civil suit if not criminal, which I thought was an interesting.
Also
That I didn't
true.
understand at all.
Why is
I
it? Why is it not a
understand.
criminal suit and not in a?
Well, it could be statute of limitations kind of lapsed, right? 24
Oh,
years.
true.
Maybe. I guess.
I mean,
And if she had
none
an
of us,
NDA,
for the
it's
record,
long
none of
up.
us here are legal experts.
Yeah.
But
No.
fuck Jay Z. That's all I'm gonna say.
Still rocking with him. Still rocking with him
For
right now.
completely unrelated
Yeah, for
reasons.
completely
Well,
unrelated
this is the
reasons.
thing. Like, I've suspected for a while that Jay Z was gonna call out.
Hold
or
on, give
get
me a
called out
second.
for
My
something.
dad's
It was
calling me. Be right back.
okay. I'm gonna continue talking about Jay Z. It was actually on my predictions list for 2024 that Jay Z was gonna get accused of something.
Yeah,
just,
I mean, well, I
but
mean,
then,
with especially with his ties to Diddy, like how can
yeah,
he not? A
like
lot
they're
of people are
very
gonna get called out.
close.
A lot of them will probably be
Also,
correct, and a lot of them will probably be incorrect.
and also, like, not for nothing, when he started dating Beyonce, Beyonce was like young. I think they got official when she like just turned 18. But I think he started talking to her when she was like 16 or something like that. Like she was
Yeah,
young. And
I know the age difference there is
he
pretty
was like
wide.
30.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's I think 12 years older than her, something like for the age she was when they started dating, inappropriate.
yeah, it's weird.
But
Yeah,
what that's
like, even if it is legal, it's just it's weird.
yeah, like I don't know. I remember being like even when I was like 21, 18 felt too young for me. Like
No, 100%.
the
Because like
minute I
it's
turned
like as soon as you can go to a bar but your date can't, it feels inappropriate.
like I realize this now, like I was like 17 dating a 20-year-old, and when he turned 21, it was a little weird. Like he was
Yeah.
going to bars and stuff. Like I couldn't go. I was still in high school. Like very
Although, okay, I
problematic.
do believe the math. It's like you take your age, cut it in half, and add 7 or 9, one or the other,
It's
and that's
7.
the appropriate. It's 7. Yeah, that's the age. Like, well, I'm turning 30 next year, so that'll be 22.
Yeah.
Which-
Ugh.
Yeah, 22 and 30, it's on the line.
All right, I'm back.
But 22 out of
Hi.
college, preferably in the real
I think my
world.
father's getting old now. I'm convinced.
Why?
Well,
What happened?
He calls me.
If you can share. Of
Oh yeah,
course.
it's perfectly fine. He calls me. He's like, real quick. I was like, what are you doing right now? I was like, I'm about the podcast. Why? What's up? He's like, all right, just be real quick. He's like, what is Deadpool 2 about? I go, what? He was like, Deadpool 2. He's like, I was like, it's the sequel to Deadpool. He's like, I know, but like, can you just remind me what it was about? I was like, yeah. He's like, it's kind of weird. I was like, well, yeah, his fiance dies. He tries to go back in time. Yeah, I get it.
Oh, that's sad. I didn't know that. Spoilers.
Oh, whatever.
The movie's like 6 years
Yeah,
old. Don't worry about
get
it.
over it. You would like Deadpool 2. You also would like Deadpool.
I know I
Wolverine.
would. I'm gonna watch it eventually. We bought our tickets for War of the Rohirrim on Sunday, so I'm very excited.
I
for
might
that.
go see
We're
Craven.
gonna go see that soon too.
I think I'm gonna see Craven Thursday night.
Craven looks fun.
I
It just looks
saw-
like a mindless action.
I saw the
flick.
advance. I saw like the first 8 minutes when I was at Comic Con because I went to the fucking panel presentation.
Mhm.
It's vicious. They killed somebody in a way I've never seen done on a film screen ever.
Is it like
Really?
John Wick style vicious or a little like comic booky?
Oh no,
style
it's more
vicious?
John Wick style vicious.
Nice. Because when John Wick kills a guy with a pencil,
Yeah,
it's wild, and then the next movie kills him with a book. It's even more wild.
yeah. No, it was.
I haven't seen the fourth one, but I know it's also wild.
Well, Ballerina's
I
coming
haven't
out
seen
too.
any of them.
The
We
spin-off
have
Ballerina.
to. I gotta be in movie mode. We still have to go see Gladiator. We want to go see Rohirrim, and Joker 2 is going to Max on Friday. And
Oh, you
I will
haven't
be
seen Joker
seated.
2?
No, I didn't get around to going to see it because I was just fucking crazy busy.
You will like it.
I'm
Kay.
gonna love it.
Yeah, you will like it.
I feel like Joker 2 was made for who I was when I was 18 years old.
Kind of.
Because when I was 18, like I was fucking going to school for theater. I was at the time Harley Quinn every year for Halloween. I was at the height of my Lady Gaga obsession. Like
yeah, this
I'm
is your
very.
movie. This is your
Oh, I
movie.
can't wait. I still love Gaga like forever, but
Gaga's
like
amazing.
this
She
bad
is
romance.
amazing.
I remember like being like with all the other theater majors when the Bad Romance video came out, everyone learning to dance together.
I was in college when that movie came out. I mean, when that
Yeah.
music came out.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't see Joker. Did you see
Freshman
Joker 2?
year.
Did you not see Joker 2?
I did not see Joker 2. The only thing I know about Joker 2 is that Tim Dillon says it's the worst movie that's ever been made, and he was in it.
That's the thing.
He's
I've
not the
heard
worst
it's
movie that's ever
really
been made.
bad.
No,
but I think I'm gonna enjoy it.
My mom hated it,
here's-
and she's usually a good reference.
Here's the thing, which is funny because your mom is also a guidance counselor, right?
Well, that's why she loved Joker 1.
Yeah, but so it kind of
Yeah.
like you have to get into the mind of somebody who's mentally ill, and Joker is mentally ill. And someone who is that severely mentally ill, you always have to question what they're seeing. And this movie is shot through his perception. So yes, it's not going to make sense because he's fucking psychotic. And also, you hired Lady Gaga. You don't think that bitch is going to sing? Like, you don't think she's going to sing?
That's what she does. That's what she does. But
And they released a
it's a case of like no one wanted to make this movie, but the studio forced them to make the movie because the director of the first one was just like, this was supposed to be a one-time thing.
The first one did so good, yeah.
Yeah, like here's the thing: if you're the studio, we could have forced them to make a fucking another one.
Yeah.
Duh. Like obviously you're gonna make another one. Like, what do you mean?
I like that they did. Lady Gaga released a companion album, and
she
did
did
a bunch of covers.
That's
it
really
was
awesome.
really good.
Yeah, so it's an interesting rendition. I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was horrible, but also I was like, I understand. I'm seeing this through the perception of a Joker who's mentally ill.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like you know how in the first one he thought he was dating somebody, and then you realize like halfway through, like, oh,
Yeah.
we're not seeing this correctly because we're seeing his side of things. It's kind of where it goes.
Yeah.
Twist. I was like, I remember in the theater, like, the things are going way too good for this guy from the crack.
Yeah.
So that's where it is. I mean, it's nothing canonical, but nothing's canonical in the DC. Although I will say, watch The Penguin if you get a chance.
I started. I have to finish.
I know. I heard the
Oh.
Penguin is vicious.
Penguin is fucking excellent.
vicious. Yeah, I
Absolutely
watched
excellent.
I watched like a Jeremy John spoiler review, so I was like, yeah, this would just be something I should watch.
Yeah.
I really liked it
Colin
so far.
Farrell was
I need a
absolutely
day to sit.
Colin Farrell was amazing. Kristen Milioti is
The
psychotically beautiful.
the clip going around of Colin Farrell speaking in his normal voice but in the makeup.
It's so
It's
weird.
crazy.
It's so weird.
I forget it's him.
It's so weird.
so weird.
It's so weird. I'm like, why are you Irish, bro? Like, what?
I remember,
It's
I
a
remember
great
in
New
middle
York
school,
accent. It's a beautiful New York accent.
I remember
It
in middle
is.
school when Colin Farrell like first came out, like Phone Booth had come out, like he
I
was
love
like
Phone Booth.
Phone Booth was so
Fucking
good.
Jack
The-
Bauer's a serial killer. and
He was
Colin
like the
Farrell's a Phone
hottie
Booth.
of the 2000s, and I had a poster of him in my locker, and now I'm like, who the fuck is this man?
He has such a naturally strong brogue accent that he just like when he switches, I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa. So, but yeah, no, Penguin is might be my favorite show of the year, and next to Agatha all along.
Agatha was excellent.
Yeah,
I don't know what my favorite show of the year was. I need to sit and reflect on my favorites of the year. I don't know anything.
yeah. Take your
My
time with
favorite
it.
movie was probably Wicked, though.
Of course it
That-
was.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
perfect.
no one's surprised by that. My favorite.
My mom and her friends fell asleep in the theater when they watched Wicked.
Are you serious?
I was like, oh wow. And they saw it in the afternoon. I was like, you guys
I
aren't
don't
that
know
old,
how.
and the movie wasn't that boring. Like, I also don't know how. I'm like, the movie was very engaging. Like, I don't know how you fall asleep. They were literally screaming
No.
and scream singing in your face for 3 hours.
Oh my god! All right, are you ready to get this show on the road? Because I know okay, it's to go somewhere.
let's do it. Let's do it.
Give me a countdown. Let's get this show on the road, folks.
All right. No, don't hit that button. Hit this button.
Yes, that's a
Hit
good one.
This button. All right. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Midnight music.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, it's a pretty sad day for a new day. It's a sad day to be a Yankee fan, but it's a good day to be a Long Islander because Saturday night's main event is coming to Long Island. And thank you, Joe Desator, for saying on Long Island at the Nassau Coliseum. So it'll be a little bit of nostalgia this week, a little bit of new things, and one major big announcement to kick off a show where I'm probably lying to you because we have a couple more. It's episode number 396 on Kings of the Rings podcast, exclusively here on Wrestle Addict Radio, and it starts right now. I thought I was gonna make a joke about how McDonald's is a bunch of snitches, but it kind of just writes itself these days. I will tell you,
dude, the fact that Google and Yelp took down the negative reviews is hilarious.
I will tell you this: I drove by a Burger King today, drive-through out the ass. McDonald's, no one there.
No
one
one
there.
I love that
No
Burger
one
King
there.
actively posted, "We're not snitches,"
And then they took it down, but whatever.
and that's why they're my favorite fast food burger joint.
Still Wendy's for me. Still Wendy's for me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 396. I am your host, King Ricky Rose. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Actually, we are live on Facebook. We are live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube. You guys are joining us live. Thank you. You guys are listening to us a couple days later or watching us a couple days later. Thank you again as well. The links to all of our stuff are in the description below. Please leave us 5-star reviews. Buy some fantastic merch. We have a whole bunch of stuff coming out, and one really big important thing that we need to tell you. But before we get to that, let's go to the man who ironically has a thing for Monopoly money. Will Tarashak, how are you?
Dude, it took me 3 days to get that joke. I was like, why was there they're Monopoly and they're all about the money. I was like, like I knew it was a thing about money, but I didn't get the double-sided joke or message that it was like, oh no, these companies are a little Monopoly. So yeah man. I mean,
closest thing to a Batman villain
is
that we have, and
wild.
I love it.
Yeah, as this guy is the fucking Riddler.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Gotham City's back, baby.
I mean, K. Murphy, who would have thought the one thing that would unite the left and the right is the assassination of a healthcare CEO, insurance company CEO. Wild times we live in. Wild times.
Can I just say it's a great day to be an Italian American in the US of A? Not since Tony Soprano has it been so hot to be Italian. So you're welcome.
Aren't you only half?
I'm half.
I'm about I get the Italian from my mom's side.
Okay.
Hence
Same.
the very Irish last name.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yes, I will tell you this.
Wow.
I saw this on Amazon. There was just a random beanie. That's a random green beanie with an L
With the L
on it. 100,000 sold today.
Dude, people are selling merch with was it deny, defer, depose,
Deny,
whatever it is,
defend,
that
oppose, or
he-
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that he put in the bullets. Like this whole story, this gets weirder
It's so
and weirder.
good.
Dude, he had a YouTube channel that when the video
When he
posted
got arrested,
yesterday,
the video posted.
it was like by now I am in custody.
Yeah.
Wait, because more videos are coming. YouTube took the channel down, which to be fair, yeah, duh. Like YouTube's gonna take that channel
Can
down.
I
I
just
kind of
say,
want to see what was going to happen, though.
I do too.
Okay, I think
do
there
too.
are more people involved because you can't play Monopoly alone.
Well, yeah, no, you can't. I definitely think that guy's a plant.
Yeah, it's not him. The eyebrows aren't right.
Neither is the jawline. Neither is the
Like,
jawline.
nothing is correct.
I don't know, man.
Do we think Timothy Chalamet is going to play him in the future biopic? of
Absolutely.
Luigi?
Absolutely. He fits the mold. Maybe Zac Efron.
Zac,
Or-
yeah.
I'll go.
Dave Franco?
Ooh, you mean James?
No, Dave, the younger
his
one.
brother.
Yeah, I'll give it to Dave Franco too. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, those are
Those are
good.
good.
Dave Franco looks like he's
Like, what other
26.
generic brunette white men can I think
Although
of?
ironically, we had a story like this in Hollywood already. It was called John Q. Denzel Washington plays the main character, and it's a brilliant movie. It's
I
Dude,
forgot
John Q is
about that movie.
John Q is amazing.
It's
movie.
about this exact situation.
Yeah, he holds up a hospital because the insurance won't cover it or whatever.
Yeah, for his son. Yeah. But yeah, it is wild. But we can talk about this. It's been a crazy couple weeks in New York. I'll tell you
Dude,
that
I
right now.
sincerely hope the jury goes, yeah, we find him guilty, but just kidding. We don't give a fuck. Like, I would just say, no. We know he killed him. It's on video. We don't care. Not guilty. He walks.
So there's a thing called jury nullification, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's what happened to OJ.
No,
Right?
no, they
Jury's
found
like,
him
we don't
innocent.
care.
They found him innocent.
Oh, I did find him
Yeah,
innocent.
they acquitted him.
Oh.
No, but if they find him guilty, the judge does the sentencing, not the jury.
Yeah, but they acquitted him. OJ got found guilty in like a civil case years later because you can't get tried for the same crime twice.
I mean, I don't know how you can have a non-biased jury in this scenario.
It's not going to happen.
Because everyone's been fucked over by
It's
the
not
insurance
going
company.
to happen.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen at all. But yeah, we can go on and on about it. It's been a crazy week. We're not even going to talk about Juan Soto because fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's dead to me.
Yeah.
He's dead to
Yeah,
me.
I don't care what he did this year. It means nothing anymore.
Well, I mean, they overpaid $100 million, but the Yankees paid it. I'd say they'd still overpaid $100 million, but it's a dollar worth spent.
Yeah.
Don't get me
It's
wrong.
all right.
Can I just say,
Go ahead,
not
Kate.
only is it a great day to be an Italian American, it's a great day to live in Queens.
Honestly,
Everything's coming up me.
honestly, a Queens Italian American is probably having a great time.
Yeah, dude, Juan Soto is now the biggest queen of New York.
Yeah. Just remember, you guys did the same thing with Robinson Cano. Remember how that played out. But anywho,
And Pedro, and Delgado, and Johan Santana, and Cespedes.
Carlos Beltran.
From the A's. Carlos Beltran. Twice.
My God. Okay. We can go on about crazy stuff going on in sports, but we do have to talk about this one thing. All right. So, as you guys have seen throughout this past year, there was a thing called the Sports Podcast Awards. This is our special announcement, by the way. Sports Podcast Awards. Last year, we were nominated for the best wrestling podcast. We went up against Angle and Conan and a bunch of other people and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. We lost to Conan.
and all that stuff. But so this year, we submitted our entry into the Sports Podcast Awards, thinking nothing of it. I obviously thought our entry last year was a little bit stronger. Be it as it may, I am proud to say for the second year in a row, Kings of the Rings podcast is a finalist for the Sports Podcast Awards, a 2025 finalist for Best Wrestling Podcast. So first, I want to thank Will and Kay for being my co-host and being able for us to do this for as long as we did, or as long as we have been doing it, and to get nominated once again by this panel of people. The Sports Podcast Awards essentially is a conglomeration of some of the biggest sports podcast companies and people and hosts. They came together and made this thing, the Sports Podcast Group, I believe, and they pretty much tried to do a bunch of categories of what's the best in all of sports podcasting. Wrestling, boxing, all around. There's a whole bunch of categories. As an independent podcast group or in a podcast show, we kind of waive the entry fee, thankful, and so we are actually put up not only against the independents but against more professional or more like company podcasts. So this year it's like Conan, Fightful's on it, by the way, this year. Yeah, I have my thoughts on that. I have my thoughts on Fightful.
Wrestling media.
I think Kurt Angle's podcast is on there. Ted DiBiase's is on there again. There's a couple of new entries in there, but we are nominated as one of the finalists. The links to vote. Voting is open right now. This was just announced earlier today. This went public earlier today. So voting is available right now. The link to it is in the description. It's going to be in our link tree. It's going to be on all of our social media sites, but it's right now here in the description of the video, and it's going to be in the description of the audio version of this show as well. But it's all up there. You can click on the link. You can see who else is nominated. You can go to our page and see I'll write up of why we want to be nominated and listen to some clips from this year from our show. So once again, Kings of the Rings Podcast 2025 Best Wrestling Podcast finalists for the Sports Podcast Awards. Thank you guys for continually listening to us and all of our shenanigans, and sometimes when Will and I fight and all of that fun, crazy stuff, or when Kay is really happy about the Mets did something well. But any words from my co-host, Will Tarashak?
Which episode did you submit?
I gotta look. I don't remember.
I hope you did the one with Slack when he was just completely right about AEW.
I don't think I did. You know what I did? I focused on shows where it was me or it was us three. Since we're the primary people on the show, I focus on shows where it was us three. All the clips that I used,
yeah, that's fair.
All the clips that I used to submit,
Are we each in a clip?
we're all in the clips. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So
I can't wait to listen.
that's what they're like. 30-second clips or something like that, just for people who are voting to get like an idea of what we're like, and if they want to like if they want, more of a full show, we get to submit one full show. So that's there. But yeah, Will Tarashak, any thoughts?
This is a good list. Conan's podcast, the Wrestling with Heels on, Gimmick Infringement. Yeah, these we're in good company here.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Ricky, good on you for keeping the eye on the prize and submitting us again, and good on these guys for picking the best wrestling podcast out there. We're doing this almost 10 years now.
Yeah.
10 years in February will be 10 years of this podcast.
Oh, I put 8. I put 8 in the.
I don't think you guys can believe
I
that.
put 8 in the description, but
That's fine. Well, it's because you've been here for 8 years.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, February of 25 will officially be 10.
Jesus, man.
I'm coming on, I think 2025. I'll be here 6 years.
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on it, Kay? You're a 2-time award-nominated podcast host.
That's so cool. I can't wait to update my resume. Good for us.
I can send you both of the graphics, by the way, because I saved them both.
No, that would be great.
Mhm.
No, this is a really solid list of podcasts. Like, win, lose, I'm excited to have done another year with you guys, and I'm very excited for everyone to see what we have going for 2025.
Yes. I know voting is open right now. It ends about closer to later January with the announcement happening at the end of January of who wins. So I believe you can only vote once. So it's going to be paramount that you guys send this out to all of your friends, all your people who like wrestling, so you guys can vote for us. I'll be doing my part and blasting this out everywhere to all of our social media channels.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my yeah, exactly.
I just voted.
Yeah. So it's
I did too.
yeah. So it's really good. It's really simple. But so yeah, the more votes we can get, the better. So thank you guys for getting us nominated. It was ironic. I was at my friend's place for Thanksgiving, like dessert or whatever. Like, oh, come over for dessert, which was cool. And like friend's father was asking, like, the podcast came up, and he was just really interested in it because he used to work in TV. Like, there's literally like a giant Emmy when you walk into the house. I'm like, oh, hey, how you doing?
That's cool as shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hello, Oscar. So he was talking about the podcast, and I showed him stuff, and and I mentioned like how we were nominated because it must be doing something right. I was like, yeah, I guess we are. And lo and behold, we're still doing something right with this. And so it's really good to see, and it's really good to hear about people are interested in some of the stuff that we do. Moving on to what's going on in the greater world of wrestling, the Pro Wrestling Illustrated has another list out, Will, and it's the PWI Tag Team 100. Okay,
Oh, Christ.
the
I can't
number
even name
one
20 tag teams.
the number one tag team in the world by them in the past year. Can anybody have a guess who it is?
It's me and Boris, obviously.
Well, yes, but in wrestling, okay.
wrestling. If it's the Young Bucks, I'm gonna be mad.
It is not the Young Bucks.
Thank God. Okay, great. Who would it be?
No one's gonna get this.
I have no idea.
I know,
Someone from Japan.
It's not someone in Japan.
No, give me a second. I want to think.
Okay.
Is it men or women?
Women.
Women. Wow.
It is a gender
Is it
new. It's a
Bianca and
gender. It is
Jade?
it's both gender or both genders that are recognized in wrestling are
Yeah, that makes sense.
are on the list for this.
Oh, Bianca and Jade.
It is Bianca and Jade, the number one tag team rated by the PWI. Ironic
That's
timing.
interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the top 10 right now because I was looking at this the other day. It literally came out like yesterday. It broke. So I'm gonna pull it up right now for who the rest of the top 10 is. I know the Young Bucks came in at number 4.
Yeah, that checks out.
By the way,
What were the dates for this? Like from when to when?
I will tell you in a second. PWI.
'Cause I know like the PWI is like it's weird. It's like from like August to August or something.
Yeah. PWI Tag Team 100. So right now I will pull up the top 10. Why is there? All right. Oh, that was 2022. PWA Tag Team 100 is. Let me just go to Pro Wrestling Illustrated's Twitter. Illustrated. If I learn how to spell illustrated.
It's a tough word.
It is a very tough word. It is a very tough word. Ironically, it's on the same cover, but Joe Hendry's on the cover of PWI this year. Or this.
That's funny.
Yeah, it says "We Still Believe."
I forgot about Joe Hendry. He hasn't been in the news like at all.
I think he's showing up at the Rumble, and the place is going to go
Oh,
ape
absolutely.
shit. He needs to be the number one entry in the Rumble, actually.
God,
I
that
don't
would be
think
nuts.
he'll be number one.
You're number 8.
I have him at 15, I think.
I want Joe Hendry in the Rumble.
Dude, the Rumble's like soon. That's
Yeah.
I can't
crazy
wait.
to think of.
I'm like so excited for the Rumble.
It's February 1st, right? Yeah, because they did the 3-2-1 graphic, which is so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Great graphic.
I hate that it's February. I like actively hate that it's.
Oh, it's February 1st. So it
Why?
kind
It's
of
February
it only
1st.
barely,
It's
it
not
only
really-
barely
It's not
counts.
really February.
I know, but I hate it. I don't like it.
Why?
I feel like January is just such an awful, boring, nothing month. But January at least has the Royal Rumble. Now what do I have in January? Nothing.
I mean, you can. All right. So the top 10 of the top 100 tag teams. You go Bianca and Jade, Fraxium, which is Nathan Frazier and Axiom from NXT, Bishamon, which is the Japanese tag team, Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi. The Young Bucks at number 4, TMDK, which I don't know, ABC, which is Chris Bay and Ace Austin of Impact. The Saito brothers, Jun Sono and Ren Saito, sorry. The Bloodline of Tongaloa and Tama Tonga, aka the Gorillas of Destiny.
Wow,
at
how could
number
they
8.
fill out 100 episodes? How could they fill out 100 guys? Or 100 teams, excuse me.
Crazy Star, Susie Suzuki, and Masaru, another Japanese, I think, tag team. And at number 10, FTR, formerly known as the Revival.
Yeah. Well, they haven't really been chirping on the news either. I think they've like the past 2 years they were doing a lot, but I guess this year they didn't. So
yeah, like it's very, tag team wrestling hasn't been the best this year at all. Like for anything in particular. So I can't find the criteria right now, but that is the top 10. But this is the first time women have topped the PWI Tag Team 100 list. It's only in its 5th iteration of this list. So that's a pretty interesting accomplishment. But when you really think about it,
I have a question.
Yeah.
Was this like 2 people tags only, or do they have like trios?
This
or,
would
like,
be tag
factions
team.
in there?
This would just be 2 people.
Oh, okay.
I don't need a trios list.
PWI's top 5 trios teams.
Trios.
Well, I didn't know like if they needed to like fill some spaces, so they throw in like a trio.
I mean,
here and
honestly,
there.
yeah,
No.
that would make sense.
Yeah, but I don't think trios is as widespread as traditional tag team is. Because obviously, you can do 100 because you also had tag teams with the indies as well. And there's a bunch of tag teams in there.
It's like 89. They put Jesse James and Road Dogg. Yeah, that's the same person. They put Road Dogg
Same
and
person.
the New Age Outlaws. They didn't think anyone would
Yeah.
notice.
R-Truth and K-Quick.
Yeah, right. They needed to fill a space. They put the New Age
Sneak it
Outlaws
in.
in there. It's hopefully no one would notice.
Yeah, so Bianca and Jade, the number 1 tag team in, as according to PWI, which is very interesting, seeing that Jade is out indefinitely. And we don't know who took Jade out. It's looking more like Naomi right now.
That'd be wild
Yeah,
because
she's
she's
a
never been a heel.
No, she never has.
Mhm.
It'll-
I still hope it's Bianca, but first off, I hope Jade's okay. Like for real.
I think so.
first of
I
all.
think she's pretty banged up, but it's not anything she can't come back from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. But moving on, WWE has partnered with A&E again, or expanding their partnership with A&E, because honestly, WWE A&E programming is really fucking good. And they are doing this new show called Legends and Future Greats. I'll tell you right now before I read the description, it's tough enough in disguise.
Let's fucking go.
That's all it is.
Okay.
So, Legends and Future Greats, a new competition series that features in-ring matches, along with behind-the-scenes look at rising talent vying for the coveted WWE contract while being mentored by WWE legends such as Triple H, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Booker T. Oh yeah, shucky ducky quack quack. Additionally, the A&E will launch WWE's Greatest Moments, a series that will provide fans front row seats to relive the iconic events that shaped WWE history. A new season of hit series of WWE Rivals will also complement this winter's WWE programming slate on A&E, which will add more than 180 hours of original content over the next 3 years to A&E. So you have Rivals, which is actually a pretty good docuseries that they do, where they relive all the rivalries of time. Greatest Moments, which is obviously going to be just a clip show. And this new Legends and Future Greats. It says WWE LFG, which is what they're calling it for short, will offer viewers an inside look at the rigorous training process featuring iconic legends such as Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and weekly regular coaches The Undertaker, Bookie T, Mickey James, Thicky Mickey,
Good for her.
and Bubba Ray as they mentor a new generation in weekly matches on their quest to become the next WWE superstars. Executive producers for WWE are Triple H and Lee Fitting, blah 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 blah. So yeah, this is just another rendition of Toughen Up. I am assuming this was a planned thing because if you think about it, last month they had ID come out, right?
Yeah.
And so now what I think they're going to do, because it sounds like these people are competing for a WWE contract and getting mentored, they're just going to take the WWE ID people and put them on the
that's my
show.
first thought as well.
Yeah. And put
My
them on the
first thought
show.
as well.
Which, brilliant.
Yeah, they should. That makes total sense.
Brilliant.
It's just another farm system. It's
Yeah.
another way to
Yeah.
cultivate talent, create talent from quote unquote the ground up. And then the ones who are really good go to NXT, which is slowly becoming the third brand
Again.
stronger,
Yeah.
as well as further development. Yeah.
And the other thing that it does, it gets these up and coming indie talent to a wider audience,
Yeah.
which is just going to make
If
them
you-
better.
If you can create a cleaner pathway to WWE, that's good. That's good for everybody. That's
Yeah.
good for the business. Or these guys could pop off, be really popular, and use leverage. Like, hey, TK, just saying,
look what I got. Yeah.
just saying.
It-
So it creates options for younger guys and gals and indie talent to get noticed and make a name for themselves. And this is overall good for the wrestling business. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And if anybody remembers Tough Enough, the winners of Tough Enough usually don't actually make it. It's always the people who don't win that usually do better off.
Like, wasn't the Miz on Tough Enough?
The Miz, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, none of them won.
Yeah.
None of them. There's a lot of people who lose. Patrick Clark, Velveteen Dream didn't win, which I thought was BS when they kicked him off. But he,
Yeah, Hulk Hogan.
yeah, the Hulk Hogan thing, yeah. But they ended up being big stars by and large. So it's not always who wins these things; it's the other people that actually end up doing better in the long run, and it's the ones that WWE like secretly signs.
Yeah.
Like after the show. Which also, speaking of secretly signed and Tough Enough, I think Maven's coming back in some capacity.
Yeah, I forget.
Why is that?
I heard that somewhere. I forget what he's doing though.
So Maven's getting really popular because he talks about the industry a lot more. He's had The Undertaker on. He's got a good internet show going at the moment, especially on YouTube. So he posted several weeks ago. He was driving randomly somewhere and he was like, oh, he was mentioned like, oh, WWE's never gonna bring me back or something like that or whatever. He was just kind of ripping. And all of a sudden he parks his car and he's at the PC. And then
That's funny.
and then the video goes away. So I think we're getting Maven's doing something with WWE again.
Maybe he's a trainer
Very
for him.
cool.
or a
Good
producer.
for him.
Dude, I'm more excited for Jesse the Body on
Oh,
Saturday
we're gonna
night's
talk
main
about
event.
the body. We're gonna
I'm
talk
so
about
pumped
the
for that.
body. Yes, but Legend Future Greats coming early 2025. If you don't watch A&E, WWE's A&E program is good. Like A&E's biographies of the WWE people have been excellent. If you
Dude,
caught
put
any
that
of them.
shit on Peacock. Like, what is this nonsense?
I don't think A&E and Peacock are under the same umbrella. That's
Bro,
probably why. By the way, all of Raw's stuff is moving to Netflix.
Dude, I hope they have like
Oh,
all of Raw, like all of like every.
That's what they're
episode,
saying,
the
all
full archive.
the
They
libraries-
are. So they confirmed that
I've read that the library is going to Raw.
the full Raw library is going to
Raw
Netflix.
library.
I saw that
What
today.
about full SmackDown library or like WCW?
SmackDown's
That's
still
staying on
on-
Peacock.
Yeah.
So it's like WCW, ECW all staying on Peacock.
Yeah. Anything
Probably.
anything in the anything outside of the US, Netflix gets everything. We're the redheaded stepchild that kind of has to bounce back and forth.
Gosh,
For right
Oh.
now.
I should just get a fucking VPN.
I miss the network so much.
Yeah, RIP the network in what is it?
Yeah.
In 21 days? Yep.
Couple-
21 days.
21
Oh,
days. RIP the
That's so
network.
sad.
Don't remind me.
The best streaming service that ever lived.
Hands down, actually.
Yeah, Peacock sucks ass. I hate Peacock.
My renewal came up too. I gotta cancel that before it goes.
What, Peacock?
Yeah. See if I can get another 1 year deal.
Just their,
I feel
their
like-
organization on like how they organize everything is just trash.
They mean
Oh, it's
well.
horrible.
They mean well. It's just poorly organized.
They're adding better stuff.
Yeah, the NBC Universal Library is actually pretty good library of stuff. You just gotta find stuff. I'm a big fan of Night Court.
Peacock is good for me to have in terms of like what I watch.
Yeah.
But it's just such a terrible user experience.
yeah.
There's actually a show, but I'll tell you about later, Kay, but I think you'll enjoy.
Oh?
Yeah. It's called We Are Lady Parts.
Oh, I've heard of that.
So fucking good.
I've heard good things about
So
it.
fucking all right. We'll move on to that at another time. But moving on to this, the time is up for Canada and John Cena. Around, I think, War Games, John Cena said, hey, by the way, I'm going to be at Elimination Chamber, and that's the last time I'm ever showing up in Toronto. So John Cena has just made Elimination Chamber kind of a big deal. What he's going to do is going to be up in the air. I swear to God, he better not win the Chamber. But the John Cena Chamber, Toronto, probably the cheapest way that any of us Americans are going to be able to go to a WWE PLE in the foreseeable future. So, will you be going to Canada to see John Cena, your childhood hero?
No, not a goddamn chance. And I hated John Cena when I was a teenager. I like John Cena as an adult. He's my adulthood hero. What does he do? I don't think he's in the chamber. I think he cuts a promo and he gets interrupted by someone, and that's the beginning of his program, or he gets attacked by someone. Hopefully it's not Bret Hart, because that would be really funny.
Oh my god.
There we go.
So yeah, I don't think he's in the chamber. I think he sets up his program for WrestleMania.
What if he gets interrupted by Lance Storm?
Oh, you know what it is? He wins the Rumble. He makes his decision at Elimination Chamber.
I kind of don't want that to play out at all.
I could see it.
I know. I just don't want to see that play out. There's so many better ideas.
I'm ready for the Rumble. I want to talk about that.
We're gonna get there. It's close.
I know.
Close. You just gotta hold on. You gotta hold on for me, Casey.
Just thank God there's no December pay-per-view we have to go through.
Oh, thank God.
We have to pretend tonight's main event is actually important, though.
Yeah. There's that. Speaking of the last PLEs of the year, WWE's NXT Deadline was NXT's last PLE of the year. Pretty solid thing. Pretty solid show. I will tell you this, Will and Kay, the arena they used in Minneapolis, it was called the Armory. It looked like an upscale Laboom. Like on the
really?
It was like a multi-lever Laboom. Like it looked like it was outside, but it wasn't outside. But then, like on the hard cam in the back, I could clearly see the bar. I was like, why would anybody buy tickets? Like, just stand at the freaking bar the whole night.
Stand at the bar, dude. What do you mean?
And watch the event from there. But there are some interesting things that happen. Julia, one of the new NXT signees, won the Iron Survivor. She is now the #1 contender to go up against Roxanne. And because someone got injured before the Iron Survivor match, there was a surprise entrant to the men's Iron Survivor match, Will, and his name is Oba Femi. And Oba Femi cleaned house and won Iron Survivor. It's going to be Oba Femi versus Trick Williams for the NXT Championship next, whenever that is. Probably New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Yeah, Oba Femi's going to win that title really quickly.
Yeah. So those are the Deadline big things that occurred. Tiffany Stratton also showed up saying she might cash in, which is just a red herring.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah. Yes.
It's Tiffy time.
Woo! Moving on, the Women's Intercontinental Championship tournament has gotten underway, so this bracket that you're seeing right now is a little bit outdated. I will tell you this, the top of the bracket is completed right now. Dakota Kai beat Shayna and Katana Chance, so she is advancing to the semis. Lyra Valkyria beat Zelina Vega and Ivy Nile, so she will be advancing to the semis. The bottom half of the bracket is Zoe, Raquel, and Kaden Carter, and then Alba Fire, Kairi Sane, and Natty on the other triple threat. This is obviously just rinse and repeat of a U.S. of a U.S. title, women's U.S. title tournament. But be it as it may, kayfabe, who goes all the way in the Intercontinental Championship tournament for the women?
I think it's gonna be probably Lyra Valkyria versus probably Raquel.
Yeah.
I
feel like they're gonna give it to Raquel, so she has a belt like her buddy Liv.
I like that idea. Will Tarashuk.
I agree, but I'm gonna swap out Lyra for Natalya. I think Natalya is someone that you could believe has a chance to win because she's been there forever, right? Mm-hmm. She is a workhorse, and it's the legacy of her Uncle Brett and Uncle Owen, or however they are related.
Uncle Brett.
Uncle Brett and Uncle Owen, because they were both IC title holders, very prominent, and It's not a bad idea to give someone of prominence, a future Hall of Famer, that first title.
Yeah.
But I do agree with Kay. I think Raquel gets it, and the thing is becomes a prop in the Judgment Day storyline, and we'll see. We'll see what she does with it.
I'm very high on Raquel right now. Like, obviously, they put her up against Rhea in the main event of Raw.
Great match.
And it was amazing. I was like,
really
great
good.
match.
I was like, this
They
is
have
what
great
Raquel.
chemistry.
This is what Raquel needs. Just two, like, above average large women throwing each other around an arena.
Yeah,
It's
physical.
one of those-
She needs the physicality. Absolutely.
Exactly. And that's why I like Raquel and Lyra as kind of a giant versus the small person in the finals. Like, it makes sense, but it makes so much more sense for Natty to kind of be kind of the person that they build this title off of.
Yeah.
I want it to be Natty so bad.
Yeah, like
They're never gonna give her flowers.
it's
Oh,
hard.
they kind of teased Alba Fire winning it.
I
'cause
like
after
that idea
Raw,
too.
she did an interview with her and Lyra, and they kind of went face to face.
Listen, I like the idea of anybody in this bottom quarter of the bracket, Alba, Kyrie, or Natty, winning this title. They're all
Me too.
really Alba Fire is one of the longest championship reigns in the last 10 years of WWE.
UK.
Yeah. Kyrie Sane can just do whatever. But it's hard, but I like Raquel winning and just having Judgment Day just get another title. But I don't even know. I like Natty. Like, I like Natty to win, but I like the matchup in the finals of Lyra versus Raquel because I think that makes sense and it's a good story to tell. I'm kind of big with when they're going to have this. I don't know. It's not going to be on Saturday night's main event because this tournament just started. So it's probably
next. Oh,
it'll probably be on
next match is on
Netflix.
Raw.
It'll probably
Netflix debut.
It'll probably the championship will
Probably.
probably be on the Netflix debut. That's what I'm assuming is going to happen, especially because it's
That's
going
a
to
safe bet.
it's going to move to 3 hours. Again,
Ugh.
yeah, 3 hours. Get ready for it. 3 hours is coming almost across the board.
That's so
More championships, more hours.
sad for me.
Let's get YouTube TV and just DVR it like I do. But yeah, so there's that. So moving on to the worst thing that ever happened to me ever. The New Day be riddled in one of the worst ways possible. Biggie, this is gonna be one of the segments I think that we're gonna look back on and be like, this was vicious but brilliant.
Yeah.
But it felt so gut-wrenchingly real.
It didn't though.
It was to me, it felt like this is because like they shot at a lot of points that I was like, you know what, I get it. It's fucked up because Biggie's like, I broke my neck.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Yeah.
Kobe was like, so? Everybody breaks their neck in wrestling.
He's like, Kurt Angle won an Olympic gold medal.
I was like, that's before he wrestled. You know.
I mean, so here's so if the New Day didn't do so many promotional things and extra things for like social media,
like leading
or
up to
whatever,
this.
leading like for the past 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this would have been totally believable. But it's like I know these three are still best friends.
Yeah.
So it's almost just like that whole thing of where the old timers are right, where it's like, you're killing the business.
Oh, it's like it's because you know too much.
Yeah. So like in kayfabe, this is phenomenal, right? It's excellent.
Yeah.
But I literally watched on the Survivor Series kickoff show these guys playing like Street Fighter and Big E just like doing the worm on the floor.
Oh
And,
yeah,
like,
that's
and,
when
like-
they're in headquarters.
And like in the headquarters doing like they did the bike with the ice cream around the ring or the race.
Yeah.
It's just like, so I just saw that, and then the next 2 nights you want me to believe this?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like that. No, that just doesn't work. But if you're just going off what you're seeing on WETV, and you can put that aside and say it's a scripted television, yeah, it works great.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked. You know it works because on Monday this past week,
They got
they got booed out of the fucking building.
The New Day sucks chants were fucking crazy.
They're getting Dom Mysterio
Yeah.
heat.
Almost more.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I saw. A
It was
meme.
Roman after the Mania where he beat Taker.
I saw.
I was in
saw
that
a meme-
crowd. It was
I
great.
saw a meme last week when this happened. It was like, finally, Kofi Kingston gets to be a heel. We've never seen this before. I'm like, do you not remember the first 6 months of the New Day where they were heels?
Yeah.
Like, So, but no, Kofi looks very comfortable as a heel. Xavier can just flip it on a dime. Long run, yeah, this is going to be great. This will be one of those segments that's played over and over and over again.
Mhm.
But for me, it's just like I know they're all still best friends, which is fine, but it took away some of the magic.
There's a couple. I didn't think take away from some of the magic for me because it was like because they shot so hard against Big E.
Yeah.
I was like, this is aggressive even for kayfabe.
Yeah, no, they had to go for it. They
Yeah.
had to really go for it. And Mia, Biggie's girlfriend,
Amazing,
posting
amazing.
afterwards, sold it so well. She's like, I was gonna cook for y'all motherfuckers, like, and even yo vegan ass Kofi. Like, it was just that brought me back in. I was like, okay, that's
I
pretty funny.
texted Kay the next day. I go, either she's in on it or they worked her.
Or they didn't
Yeah, I
tell her.
think she
Yes.
is.
They didn't tell her.
See, I know how like Will was saying that he felt that it took away like them being so close, and you know that they're so close took away.
Yeah.
I love when real life wrestling friends are feuding
Yeah.
because their feuds are better.
Mm-hmm.
They know each other so intimately and so well that they know exactly how to push the other one's buttons and exactly how to get a reaction out of them. And I like it. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Like, I love that they were probably like giggling like little schoolgirls afterwards.
you know what sold it
Hanging
for
out.
me? Like I could understand Xavier getting mad at Big E because Xavier's kind of when Xavier gets mad, I just see a little child, not because he's smaller in stature, but it's like he kind of gets mad like a little child. Like it kind
He's a
does.
little whiny.
yeah, he
He
comes
throws a temper tantrum.
yeah, he's a little bit of Arrested Development in that sense. And so I was
Mhm.
like, okay, Xavier, whatever. But when Kofi turned, I was like, whoa, what is going on? Because Kofi's usually like the
I
level-headed,
like heel Kofi.
there's a theory going around the interwebs that they are just doing a storyline from Dragon Ball Z, and it totally checks that they're big anime nerds.
That's funny. Yeah, Kofi
I
got a
believe
little
it.
like little hood angry,
He's like,
right?
you chose your girlfriend over us, and I'm like, yes.
It's called growing up. Like it's called starting a family. Kofi, you have kids.
Yeah,
But it's no, they
wild.
do have a point though, because like Big E's been back on WeTV, and
as an announcer,
but
yeah.
like on the pre-show, well, these guys have been barely on TV, and now you want to come back and be my managers? How about you go fuck yourself?
yeah.
Mhm.
So like, yeah, the writing, the jabs, all really good in kayfabe,
Yeah.
all excellent. But and where they go from here, I can't wait for them to get those tag belts. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
The
Yeah.
It's
craziest
gonna be
part
really good.
is they went from kind of being in a span of a month or so since Woods and Kofi started kayfabe kind of feuding. They went from kind of this sideshow to now essentially one of the more intriguing storylines in WWE and in all of wrestling, I think, right now. Like when this segment happened, this kind of shocked the internet.
Yeah.
Like,
No, they're back.
Yeah.
They just it's just a snap of the flip of a dime
Yeah.
reinvention of character.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show the depth of these guys. So
Yeah. These
I'm
guys
here
are great.
for it. I'm very excited for it. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Let's enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Apparently, the original idea was Odyssey Jones was going to go on a major run with the New Day, and then Kofi and Xavier were going to pick Odyssey over Big E. Obviously, Odyssey Jones got fired, so now then they had to pivot to do something else, and this is what they
Yeah, this
came
is
up
better.
with. I think this is better
I
too.
like this
This
better.
is way better.
Yeah,
Because Kofi and Xavier said it. Now it's just us.
yeah.
All we have is each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's right. It's us against the world.
I wanna put something out there. Do we think Big E's coming back soon?
Yeah. What do you mean? Of course. Like
Yeah.
you
The Rumble, probably?
don't in wrestling, you don't take that much of a beating, making you look like a bitch so hard to
Mhm.
never respond.
Yeah, I think Rumble at the earliest. Big E can be a surprise, and he goes bananas on Kofi and Xavier.
And Kofi's just like, E, you're never gonna be cleared. And I was just like, oh, stop it. Why
He's
did you
coming.
say that?
Yeah, I think he's gonna eliminate at least one of them.
Yeah.
Both of them.
From the
Double
Rumble,
clothesline.
if not both.
Yeah, if not both. If he is coming
Yeah.
back, it was really
This
funny.
is the thing. I was adamant that I'm like, he's never gonna wrestle again until that happens. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
He's coming.
It's really funny because now very much so heel DIY too, which also great flip on a dime for them too.
Dude, another
it's
great
so
flip.
good.
Yeah.
The same week.
Great flip on a dime for them too. I was like the Ways coming back without
And they
without Andy.
Thank God.
both needed it. Both of these teams really need it because
Yeah.
the WWE Tag Team division is dog shit right now.
They needed
Oh,
heels.
it's
There were
so
too many
boring.
faces, and Motor City Machine Gun is a good good babyface
Yeah,
team
because they're workers.
'Cause they're
They're
workers.
great workers.
They're so amazing. I love watching them.
They're smooth, so smooth.
It's gross how good they are. It's really gross.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was Ciampa after this segment went off air. Ciampa tweeted, he goes, "I broke my neck too."
I mean,
He's right. He's got a
He's not
point.
wrong.
He's got a point. Oh man, but yeah, no, I live for what they're gonna do next. I also love how Xavier took the camera. He's like, I don't care if you're John Cena's boy.
Because Tori's like, that's camera 6.
Camera
What's even with
6?
camera 6? The director's probably having a conniption right now. That's camera 6.
I was like, that's awesome. That's just awesome work by everybody all around.
Yeah, everyone sold it. He's like, he's a gorilla with camera 6. Like, such a scandal. I mean, to be fair, I don't think we've ever seen a wrestler take the camera before.
No, never like that.
No.
Xavier did a good job. He was a little bit close to Kofi when they were walking to the ring, but he did a pretty good job. His steady hand.
Yeah, very steady hand.
Yeah.
It was very smart because they went from the backstage. She's like, we're gonna go to the ring.
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna leave.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if they had something planned.
I don't know if they did. Here's the thing. I think they did, but they were like, if we can't get it out, it's better for them to just boo us.
Yeah, call an audible.
Yeah.
It's like they're like, this interview can be done whenever we're out.
Yeah. It was great. Great work all around. But the New Day are back on the big storyline
Love
overall.
it. Love to see it.
I'm
You know
very
why? Because the
excited.
Usos took that crown as #1 tag team and they built distance. This
Yeah.
is them saying, all right, we got to pick up some ground.
Yeah. We can do a good story too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is going to be a fantastic story. Moving on to the main event of this episode, Saturday night's main event, emanating from Long Island and the Nassau Coliseum. And I speak for all three of us when I say the Nassau Coliseum and the surrounding area doesn't look that nice, WWE. I've seen those wide
for
shots.
real.
What kind of bullshit editing did you guys do?
I didn't recognize it at first.
It doesn't
when
look
they
that
showed
clean. At all. All right.
Are you guys going?
No.
I am not. I was talking to Sir Charles before we
I
started.
have a holiday party on Saturday.
So
fun.
potentially I might be at UBS to see my high school basketball team play a game against LeBron's son, and because we also have Carmelo's son, that's a whole nother story.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, go to that. That sounds way better.
But that's
that's
Friday.
better.
But that's Friday. Saturday, I'm doing a video game tournament for my high school football team up at my high school. And then, so Saturday evening, it's going to kind of be up in the air. I'm going to see how prices are. Maybe I can kind of
I mean, you'll be in Hempstead, so.
Yeah, I mean, no, well, my high school's in Brookville, because I went to private school. But I'll be like 20 minutes away. It's not that far. Like, I know that drive, like, with my eyes closed. So it's a matter of, what prices are day of, and I might just kind of just go. Because it's a good card. It's a good card. It is a good card. It is a very good card. So Saturday night's main event is the first of the Saturday night main events going on, and it's going to be simulcast, so you don't even have to watch it on Peacock. You can watch it on NBC because it is a primetime programming, and smart because there's only one college football game on Saturday, and that's Army-Navy, and that'll be done way before this. So
Yeah, it's an afternoon game.
it's an afternoon game, yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be done way before this. So good timing by them. WWE also announced that Saturday, January 25th, the week leading into the Rumble, is the next Saturday night's main event in San Antonio, Texas at the Frost Bank Center. Pre-sale is actually happening tomorrow, December 11th, on sale Friday the 13th. So San Antonio's going to be the next one, which means there are two more left for this. Two more Saturday Night Main Event specials, and then they contractually don't have to do them again. So there's a lot running on this one. This is at the one at the Coliseum on Long Island is the home of the first ever Saturday Night's Main Event. There's a big nostalgia feel. They actually redid the seating chart halfway through to allow more people. So it's going to be it's going to be a longer walkway. It's going to be a big nostalgia feel. Probably like older, kind of like like the old school Raw when you do like the red,
Yeah.
white, and blue ropes and
Yep.
stuff like that. So
I hope so.
so-
Do the full thing.
it's a
Yeah.
perfect Long Island. The Coliseum is a perfect place to do this.
Hell, dude, bring Vince back. He can do a commentary with Jesse the Body.
Jesus, no. He might get cheered on
Maybe
Long Island.
Tyler's probably with bad.
It's bad enough they're thinking about putting Hulk Hogan on the show.
Yeah, it is going to be a big nostalgia, but it is confirmed that the Body, the former governor of Minnesota, Jesse the Body Ventura, is going back on commentary for Saturday night's main event, and I'm very excited about that. I know you
It's
are, Will.
good to be back home in the world of wrestling entertainment. Let me tell you something about Triple H. I don't know why I turned into an Arnold impression. I'm sorry.
You tried.
Jesse the Body is so hard to do. It's so hard to do with Jesse the Body.
You need to.
Yeah.
I have to send you the clip of when Karrion Kross did Jesse the Body on Chris Van Vliet.
Oh, God.
It's so
probably,
good.
It's probably incredible.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Saturday night's main event is a big deal. I wish we were all along. I'd be like, guys, we're going, but we're not. None of us might you not go. Like the card's great
Yeah.
though, and I kind of want to go, but I don't know if I
We
can.
wanted to. We talked about going, but like too much stuff has been going on this month. And we want to go to the holiday show, so we're gonna do that
Oh
instead.
yeah, that's true.
The MSG holiday show, that's
Yeah,
always a very good
It's
show.
always a great
Honestly,
show.
MSG holiday shows is so much closer for us, and
Yeah,
the Coliseum is not as public transit friendly as like say the UBS Arena.
Yeah, you
That's
would
also
need
very
to
true.
like Long Island Railroad and then Uber.
yeah. Like when I
Yeah.
picked up Kay and met Kay for the first time,
Yes.
I picked Kay up from Mineola train station.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And then you picked me up. We went and got naps.
Yeah.
Still like the best pizza in Hempstead.
It's still open too. I was there a couple months ago. So Jesse the Body going to be on commentary. He might give Corey Graves a run for his money because they're essentially the same character.
Dude, Corey Graves is gonna be marking out so hard.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild time. So the first match we're going to go to is probably going to be the main event, the WWE Heavyweight Championship, Universal Heavyweight Championship, whatever, WWE title. Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for, I don't know, like the team time. They just did Bash in Berlin over summer. Kevin Owens is just Kevin Owens and still being mad. There's no stipulation to this. This is a straight up fight. They have been going at each other pretty good in promos. And
Yeah.
Kevin Owens in the promo with Michael Cole from his car.
In the car. It's just like, what are we doing here?
So KO's big thing is like, why are you teaming with the guy that almost killed me for like 2 years straight? And Cody's like, bro, what did you want me to do? Like, the enemy of my enemy. Like, I was just doing a favor. And Kevin Owens is like, that's not enough. Kevin Owens is getting a little whiny, but he's still Kevin.
They're doing the same thing on Raw with CM Punk and Drew and Seth.
I
It's kind of
love
funny.
Drew.
They're telling the same story
Mhm.
with two different people.
Yeah. So the big thing is, does Kevin Owens even have a fighting chance? I mean,
No.
listen, it's Saturday night's
No.
main event. This is babyface galore here. This is the Cody
Hogan must
special.
pose.
This is the Cody
must
special.
pose.
Yeah. I think Cody takes this. It's going to be a good match.
Dude, if Hulk Hogan didn't
Oh,
show up
for
at the
sure.
RNC, he'd be posing with Cody Rhodes at the end of the night.
1000%.
Yeah, right. Bring the Warrior back. It's going to run down the tunnel. So yeah,
From the grave.
yeah, right. So yeah, Cody all around with this one. I think this one's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Yeah, very easy peasy lemon squeezy here. Moving on, Liv Morgan is putting up her World Heavyweight Championship, her Women's World Title, up against Io Sky, which is probably going to be better than what people anticipate. For this, Io Sky, the MVP of War Games, of course, because she jumps off of cages with a trash can on her head.
Dude, I do a quick sideburn because I wasn't here last week to talk about Survivor Series. So I watched Survivor Series with both my parents, my brother, and his wife, who never watch wrestling.
Oh boy.
They thought the women's war game match was ridiculous.
In a good way.
In
a good way or bad
Bad way.
Okay.
Because they didn't like how they swung the chairs, and like Meg was just like, why is there a fire extinguisher? So
Why
they
is it?
thought it was a little too gimmicky. You know what they all loved though? Universally, they all loved the triple threat IC title match. My brother
That
was
was a
like,
good
"Oh my
match.
god, he kicked out!" Like,
That was a good
That was a good match.
Yeah, phenomenal match. So I thought that was interesting. They didn't like the gimmick of War Games with the women, but they loved the gimmick of the triple threat match. And he's like, why is it a DQ? That should be a DQ.
You know what it was
Because
with the
triple threat
women?
match.
I think the dynamic changed. I think they had a match really good to go when Jade wasn't injured. Then Jade
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
injured and they had to insert Bailey late. And try as they may, it just wasn't there. I will say, for in the defense of the women, when they all got in the ring, when the match quote unquote actually started,
It was a lot better.
it was a lot
Yeah.
better.
Mhm.
It
It
was,
was
just
just slow to
getting there.
get there, and it was full of botches too. Like,
Yeah,
it was okay, but once War Games started, it was a lot better.
I was like, oh, we're kicking into high gear now. Yeah, no,
Yeah, they just, I think they relied a little too much on the gimmicks, meaning like the weapons and the toys.
yeah.
It
It was really weird.
whatever.
There was some people who were getting at Nia. I was like, wow, she hits too hard, and now she doesn't want. Then she tries to protect people, and now people get mad at her. But like, it's just
Yeah,
one of those
she
things that there's nothing
barely
you can do
swung
about it.
that chair. It's like anytime like Liv Morgan too swings a chair, it's like the chair is too heavy for them.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like, even
It's
though they're
weird.
gimmick chairs.
the one thing I saw with one of Nia moments is that like she's gonna hit like Bailey or like Naomi in the back, and they looked up, and she was like,
Yeah.
no.
I'm not like, what are you doing? I'm not hitting you in the back of the head. Stop it.
Yeah, it was one of the like it just seemed like their timing was off until they all got in
Yeah.
the ring, and they
Yeah.
figured it out. But that, it is
Anyway,
what it is. But yeah,
and,
back
and
to
the
this.
Cyborg. Liv takes it.
Yeah, Liv.
think-
I like Io as a face though. I think she's a good baby face.
She's got a good reaction when she came out
It's
on Raw.
because she's so expressive.
Yes, she's
Yeah.
It's like
very
what
expressive.
she lacks in the English language in terms of fluent English, she
Her body language.
makes up for in the body language and her expressions
her body language
by a
is-
lot.
Her body language is excellent,
Yeah.
absolutely excellent, and what makes her endearing. It was really funny. This is another quick sidebar. Did anybody watch the War Games post show?
No,
I
I
did.
missed it.
So somebody
It was fun.
asked Io about like, oh, how do you know how far to jump when you have the trash can on your head? She's like, I trust the trash can. She's like, I can't see. I trust the trash can. I was like,
I mean, yeah. What else? What else can you say, really?
Yeah. I was like, that makes all the sense in the world. So yeah, I think Io's good, but I think you're gonna need to build Io up a little bit more. And Liv Morgan is essentially the women's MVP of this year for WWE. So I think she's,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
hands down. Yeah,
I
she's
think-
very good.
yeah, she keeps this going, and so does Judgment Day keeping this going too. Speaking of Judgment Day, this changed on a dime last night. Instead of getting Gunther versus Balor, which would have been a technical masterpiece,
Mhm.
because they've done it before and it was great. We're now adding Damian Priest to this in what could be an absolutely bonkers triple threat match. We've seen Gunther in triple threats. Remember WrestleMania 39? And that was one of the greatest matches I've ever seen. This could go a whole bunch of ways. They all kind of just don't like each other. Gunther on principle, the Balor and Gunther and Priest just have history, and they just put on really good matches the last two times they faced. But again, I think you're not going to have Gunther lose the title on a Saturday night's main event.
Yeah. Yeah, remember, this is a show they're contractually obligated to do.
They have to do four of
So-
them. Yeah, they have to do four of them.
So don't expect much change here. Yeah, Gunther retains. They got big things going in for him towards WrestleMania season. I like that he added Priest because I think it adds a little more credibility to the match.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. So yeah, that's it. What do you say, Kay? Kay, does Gunther go in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gunther, obviously. I feel like this card is very predictable. Like, obviously, there's going to be shit that we don't see happening on the side.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, result-wise, I feel like it's very standard across the board.
Yeah. I think the surprises in the show are not going to be things that happen in the ring. Like, I think the wrestling's going to be fantastic. It's going to be good.
It's going to be a great show. I'm very
Yeah.
excited to watch.
Yeah, I just wish it's one of those things like I'm so close. I'm just like, I really should just go to this. But then I'm like, I can't go to
I
this.
want to go. I
Yeah.
can't go. It's just...
I know.
If it wasn't right before Christmas and if I wasn't, like, going away and didn't have all this shit going on,
Yeah.
then yeah.
I bet you Cena shows up because this is such a Cena thing to do.
Oh, I'll be so
It's
mad.
such a Cena
is-
thing
it
to
is a very
do.
Cena thing to
It is such a Cena thing to do. Moving on to the other match on the card, but doesn't have an actual graphic yet. But we kind of already know what it's going to be. The first ever Women's United States Championship is going to be crowned at main event, which is actually the reason I really want to go, because I want to see the first ever champion, because it's always a cool thing to be like, I was there when this happened.
Mhm.
We do not know who the finalists are, but we do know who the final four are. So in one matchup, we have Bailey versus Chelsea Green, and then we have Tiffany Stratton versus Mia Yim. So the first question here is, who makes the finals of this, kayfabe?
I think it's gonna be Chelsea versus Tiffy.
I like that. Will. It's a tough final four.
It is.
Bailey versus Tiffy. Yeah, I think that it's kind of the same reason as Natalia. You know, you need some legitimacy as a future Hall of Famer with Bailey
Yeah.
winning that belt. And Tiffany Stratton's just like, she's just there because she needs something to do, and she's a good name, and you want to keep her relevant and on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think Chelsea Green would be a great person to hold this belt,
Yeah.
but I do think in the end it's going to go to Bailey.
I'm still holding on to the Chelsea Green train. I think Chelsea Green kind of shocks everybody, but
I think she deserves it too.
Yeah.
Let me put that out there.
yeah,
She really does.
She's had an excellent year. An excellent year not to get something out of it. I think you give it to Chelsea. Tiffy doesn't need to, like, Tiffy can cause a lot of mayhem in this whole Final Four.
Tiffy can lose and just cash in.
Exactly. So there's that too. Also, brilliant fake cash-in moment at War Games, putting it in the trash
God,
can.
I wanted her to cash in on War Games, and she's like, "Oh no, never mind. Sorry."
Who turned to her and was like, what the hell are you doing? Was it Naya?
It was Nia.
It's like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, what? It also makes me think she's gonna lose the cash in, because she also plays like the dumb blonde really well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Why? Wait, what?
It's crazy because she plays the dumb blonde, but like when she gets going, like her jumping drop kick is amazing.
Well, she's an athlete.
Well, yeah, she's a freaking gymnast.
Yeah, elite athlete.
Yeah. I think my finals, I'm still going to go with Chelsea and Michin. Because I think I get the, like, you know, the established star thing, but I think that's something you can say for the Intercontinental Championship. Like, you have to differentiate these titles in some way, shape, or form. And since these brackets are structurally the same, the finalists for both of them have to be a little bit different. So this one, I think you experiment and you give Chelsea and Michin kind of that spotlight. Because remember, this is kind of a nothing show in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, but you also want people to.
You want people to
watch
tune
it.
in, yeah.
And people know Bailey.
True. So,
And Tiffany goes. People go, "What's that briefcase?"
what's that briefcase with a strap?
Right, and then people need to explain it, and they go, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Yeah. But it's one of those things where, again,
It's a cool
Tiffy
concept.
doesn't have to be in the match to win the match. She can pull a set.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
And honestly, of all the shows to do a cash in, this could be the moment that she does it.
Yeah.
Like this could be a crazy moment to do it, especially with the way about the entrance is set up, that long run and everything. This could work out. So don't be surprised if a cash in happens. So now you guys picture finalists, who wins the whole thing. I'm going Chelsea Green. Kay, you are going
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. And Will, you're going Bailey?
I'm gonna go Bailey.
Gonna go Pam. Gonna go with the established star. Also, last but not least, again, another matchup just named last night. Sami Zayn, everybody's lovable ska man, versus the second best hater in the entire world. Drew might have dropped to 3 at this point, because we have Kendrick now.
Kendrick Lamar.
We have the claims adjuster, as we'll call him on the show. The claims adjuster is the claims adjuster, as we call him, that's great hater work. Kendrick Lamar just gets a bit of longevity in that he's still messing with Drake. Which, sidebar real quick, Will, did you know that Kendrick Lamar is going on a national tour?
I heard he's doing the Super Bowl halftime show.
Well, yes, that too.
He's also going on tour.
He's going on tour with SZA, and he's stopping in Toronto.
I did hear that
on
he's going to be in
Father's
Toronto
Day.
on Father's Day.
Yes. And so apparently Drake tried to one-up him and bought all the front row seats of his Toronto show. And Kendrick
you got him, Drake, giving him money.
And Kendrick's like, number one, you gave me money. Number two, I'm just going to give those seats away for free now.
Yeah, right. I mean,
Like, you
just
idiot.
because you bought them doesn't mean someone else can't sing
Idiot,
them.
you don't
if you don't
announce
show
you
up.
don't announce that.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Drake is so dumb.
Yeah, it's like I'm Kendrick Lamar. I'm gonna give these all to Make-A-Wish kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna do something like nice with those seats now.
If I was Kendrick, I'd be like, you know what? Drake bought these for you. Just make him feel bad.
Yeah, right.
Make him feel bad.
That's
But anywho, yeah, Drew McIntyre, again, third best hater of a year at this point. Going up against Sammy because Drew is Drew and Sammy is Sammy. It's a classic heel versus face. Drew will forever be mad and Sammy will forever be optimistic, even though he sticks his nose in the business he doesn't need to be in for some reason whatsoever, because that's what Sammy does. And
Sammy's too nice. You know what Sammy's problem is? He's too principled.
it as a character, yes.
Yes, in kayfabe.
In kayfabe, yes. And there is Sammy and Kevin Owens are going to happen again because KO hinted at it during his.
Yeah, he's like, I'll take care of him when the time's right. I'll take care of him when he gets traded to SmackDown.
Yeah, the portal's open right now, folks. So this is a toss up. I'm gonna go with Drew. I'm not gonna lie, I think Drew gets it.
Yeah,
Drew just came back.
Just came back. Monster heel, looks great.
He always looks great. It's kind of scary how always in shape he is.
So angry. And I think him and Seth will make a great tag team. That Seth heel turn is going to be incredible.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Kayfabe, are you going to go with Daddy Drew or Sammy?
God. I actually was going to go with Sammy.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. This pay-per-view is very facey. Or not.
It is a very facey.
Not a pay-per-view.
It is a very facey pay-per-view.
And I don't know. As a CM Punk lover, I want to see Drew get his ass beat.
Yeah, I get it.
Fair.
I don't know.
Fair.
I feel like
you're right.
I don't know. I feel like Drew's gonna get distracted again in some way. I don't know by who or by what.
If Punk costs him the match again.
That's another possibility. Punk could show up.
Possibly.
No, but
I don't even know if it'll be Punk. I feel like that'll just be beating a dead horse at that point.
Yeah, him and Punk are done, and Punk said he'd never get a title belt. This isn't for a title. Maybe Seth gets involved. I don't know.
It could be Seth.
I don't know. There's some bullshit in getting involved. I think Drew is gonna lose his focus, and Sammy's gonna win.
Blind Rage Drew. Happens again. So it's possible. I'm still going Drew. So you're going Drew?
Yes.
Yeah. Drew, Sammy. We'll see what happens.
Respect to Kay for going with their heart.
Yeah. I won't be surprised if Sammy wins. We all went into WrestleMania thinking Sammy had no shot against Gunther.
Yeah. Took that L. Ate that L. Nice and tight.
Yeah. Pulled a rabbit out of the hat. Oh my God, what a moment. But that is the end of Saturday night's main event. This time around, we're gonna have to come back and do this again in a month, leading into Rumble of Royalties, one of our seminal shows. But how good do you think this Saturday special? Is it a special? It's not a PLE because it's on TV.
They specifically said it's not a pay-per-view or a PLE, and it's only going to be 2 hours long, guys.
Thank goodness. Well, I mean, it's only 5 matches.
It's a quick little show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're watching on NBC, it's probably gonna be commercials. So if you're watching on Peacock, there probably won't be commercials.
There'll still be commercials depending on what tier you
It'll
have.
be different commercials.
Yeah, it'll be different commercials. So.
Fair, I guess. I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay. K-pop.
I expect entertaining wrestling, and I expect like the old theme song, old ropes, like old school rock kind of a feel.
That's what I feel like it's gonna be too.
Yeah, some nostalgia for an era before I even was alive is gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's that. Kayfabe, what are you giving this?
I'll give it an 8 for the nostalgia.
Yeah. I'm going to go with 8 as well. I think it's going to be very nostalgia heavy. Long Island's a great place to do a nostalgia heavy show.
Yeah.
It's a great
venue for it.
Great venue to do it. Yeah.
Sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. It's going to be a mixture of like good nostalgia, but family friendly nostalgia too. So like I can see this being a big show where you're going to see a lot of kids there too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Long Islanders are notorious for bringing their kids to the things that they love.
I bet
Especially
MJF will be in the crowd. MJF is going to buy a box.
especially at Nassau Coliseum.
MJF's gonna be marking out and like he's like, sign my chest, Jesse. It's something crazy. Oh man, but yeah, Nassau Coliseum's it's a historic venue. It's one of the places of WrestleMania too.
Yeah.
Was there?
Yeah.
Like every time, if this is a very Vince thing, because Vince did love the Coliseum. He made that pretty well known. And he would like to do something wacky at the Coliseum all the time. Like when Braun Strowman tipped over Roman Reigns and when he was tied to a stretcher.
My very first WWE that was that show.
And then one of the first superstar shakeup was at the Coliseum when The Miz came out as John Cena. And
John Cena.
Kay and I were there. We didn't know each other at the time, but Kay and I were there. When Cena's music hit, that place went nuts.
Yeah, I was there too. I was there for that shakeup.
Yeah, that place went bananas, and then they realized it was
Crazy.
The Miz.
It was so funny. It was
Didn't the
so
Fiend
funny.
debut at the Coliseum?
What's up?
The Fiend debuted at the
The
Coliseum,
Fiend
right?
debuted. You were with me, Kay, I think.
Yes, that we were together.
The
for.
Fiend debuted at the Coliseum as well. That was also a big one, yeah.
That's good wrestling trivia.
Yeah, was it Beatbox Brock debuted at the Coliseum?
Beatbox Brock.
Yeah.
My favorite Brock Lesnar.
Beatbox Brock debuted at the Coliseum. The Coliseum has had some crazy moments happen, so this is going to be another big one. I can see JBL showing up too, by the way, because he was on the Saturday Night's Main Event at one point when they brought it back in, I think, the mid-2000s. So...
As long as the Blue Meanie isn't there.
This is just randomly coming out and dancing. And the really bad theme music. But anyway, folks, that is all we have for the show this week. Any final words, Kayfabe and Will, before we go to our outros?
I think we're good, man. I think we're good.
I'm good.
Jaquan, did you say Matt Hardy versus Evander Holyfield? Wait, was that really at the Coliseum? How does he know this and not us? I think that's it. Who
That's
knows?
quite the fact.
If that's true, someone's gonna have to double check. I know we had the cast of Entourage once at a Coliseum show. That was during the
I believe
the
that.
U.S. Open Challenge when Zack Ryder came out.
Oh yeah.
That was a Saturday Night's Main Event match. Was Matt Hardy versus Evander? Someone's got to verify that for me.
That's fucking crazy. I'm looking it up right now.
Pretty wild.
I need to know if that was.
I'm looking it up right now.
But also, that's such a Vince booking idea too. I get it. Matt Hardy version 1 versus Evander.
Oh my god! Wait.
What year? Give me some facts on this.
His Matt fact will be.
It says
Evander
it was at
Holyfield.
Madison Square Garden
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
in
Yeah, it's
2007.
Quan, how's it feel to be wrong?
Well, no, he just said it was a Saturday Night's Main Event match. He didn't say it was at the Coliseum.
Oh, right.
Saturday Night Main Event 2007 at Madison Square Garden.
My God.
That
I've
sounds
had
amazing.
enough.
Yeah, I'm.
Why don't I remember that?
That wasn't a memorable match. That's why. Who knows? Well, hit the music.
No memory of that.
Keep it going. I'm going to find that match at some point in the next couple of days, and I'm going to critique that match for no reason, just because of sheer boredom and I'm off of work. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to you have been watching or listening to King's Rings Podcast, episode 396. I've been your host, King Ricky Rose. Find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs, King's Rings Podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe, and please give us a vote because we are now officially nominated as a finalist in 2025 for Best Wrestling Podcast by the Sports Podcast Awards. The links to vote and everything else is in the description below. If you're listening to us, please make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast, and follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at addict_wrestle on Twitter and at Wrestle Addict Radio, all one word, everywhere else. Again, there's links to all of that are in the description below. Will Tarashuk.
Yeah, man, it's me. It's Willie T. Always a pleasure to be here. I'm so glad we got nominated. Hopefully we win this year. At least we beat Conan.
Let's just beat.
That's my goal.
I want to beat Fightful. That's just because personal reasons.
That's fair. I guess we can get into that another time. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun year, guys. 2025 is almost here. I can't wait for Christmas. Kay Murphy, what are you getting for Christmas?
What did you say? What am I doing? Or
What are you
am I
What are you
Getting.
getting?
I asked for accessories for my Kindle.
Ooh. I asked for a Kindle.
Like, I want the Kindle is probably one of the best things I bought in 2024.
Okay.
I'm a fast reader to begin with, but this has truly expedited my reading. So I asked for like
Welcome.
a page turner,
Welcome,
and,
Kay.
like, stand and stuff.
Well,
I love
welcome
it.
to e-reading.
You can thank you. You can find me on social media at KAE_FABE. And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. When we come back, at some point, we will talk about Saturday night's main event. We got AEW World's End to talk about. That's literally the last thing that we have to do. Hi, Will from Bot Spots and Chair Shots, by the way. And we're gonna start. Honestly, we're getting nominated. We got to prep for episode 400. There's a whole lot of stuff we have to do. A lot of that is all coming into the new year. But until then, folks, goodbye, good night. We'll see you soon, and much more surprises to come in the new year as well. And none of those surprises include Slack because fuck you, Slack. See you. See you when you see you, folks.
Midnight music.
All right.
You know how good it was? There would be no McRib without Ricochet. Did you hear that comment that Ricochet made?
No.
Oh, I did. He said no AEW without Ricochet.
Yeah, I was like, they survived 5 years without you, but okay.
I say
Literally.
that's not true at all. It's like, thanks, Ricochet. You made Samantha Irfin leave.
That's
Well, no, she
cute.
wanted to
All
leave.
right.
I know she wanted to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
I'm gonna go to work.
I also think the fans pushed
I'll
her away.
see y'all later.
Later, Kay.
Bye, Kay.
Bye.
It's a shame. God, the Big E stuff was great. You know how it's a really good storyline when freaking WWE tweeted the next day, "Good morning to everybody except Xavier and Kofi."
I missed the part where that's my problem.
Dad, why you fucking crying so damn loud? It's Big E's face. Oh man, yeah, no, it's been a crazy week. I wonder if more information has come out about Luigi Manchio.
Dude, I don't even know what to say about that kid, man. Wild.
It is literally something out of a comic book or a Batman novel that this whole thing going down. I'm like,
No, it's funny. That's literally the reason I want a Kindle so I can fucking read like graphic novels and comics.
Kindles are great. Do you don't have like a 2-in-1 laptop? Do you?
No.
Oh, because that's how I read my stuff. So there's a Kindle app, and I just read it on my 2-in-1 laptop because I flip it like a book. I flip it, vertical,
Yeah.
and I read that way. I read comics and I read books that way because there's a Kindle app, and with the Kindle app, you don't have to be subscribed to Kindle Unlimited. You can just get a lot of just free books off of Amazon's like library.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, and they have this thing that I've been doing now. It's called Amazon Original Stories. So essentially, they hired all these New York Times bestselling authors to write like 60 to 100-page short story series. So like I finished the series where this guy is essentially a mercenary assassin killing like the scum of the earth in like high profile like positions, but he has no idea who he is. So he's like a John Wick with no memory of his past life.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But he's killing like senators and politicians and like overly rich people because they're so corrupt or like for what they've done to other people. So it's pretty wild.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I was like very, very timely. But it's called the Nameless series because he goes by a different name every story.
No, I love reading the news media's like coverage of this kid. They're like, Luigi, like they went through his video game search history and he's playing this game where it's like him and his friends are assassins and they have to weed out who the assassin is. It's
You mean
Among
Among
Us.
Us?
Yeah, no, literally,
Among Us?
it's literally Among Us. It's like, wow.
You mean the game that
media
got
literally lives in a fucking bubble.
You mean the game that got everybody through the pandemic?
Yeah, and it's like, the people who all have good health care lecturing us how it's wrong to be mad, not be mad at someone who's responsible for the death of millions of people. Like
They don't even care.
thousands of
The
people.
stock broke. It was millions. The stock holders walked over his body and because they had to start the meeting on time. Like they don't even care.
Dude, the best was that their Facebook mentions, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of so and so, a
It was
beloved
like
friend." It's like, wow,
95% were laughing emoji reactions.
not only that, but it's like, wow, you gave a blanket PR statement about your
CEO.
CEO getting murdered in broad daylight in Manhattan.
Whoever, like, I will say, the funny part about it is, like, the NYPD giving, like, they need to catch this guy, but they're giving the guy his props, like, he was really good. It was like, he literally, like, if you watch the video, he shoots him, the gun stalls, like, he cleans out the gun and shoots him again.
Yeah, well, because he that's just the kind of gun it was. From what I understand from all my gun nut friends, because the media also says like what a ghost gun is, and they just don't understand what a ghost gun actually is.
Yeah.
Because you cannot 3D print a gun and put it all together from beginning to end, because a gun requires metal, from what I understand.
Yeah.
But you can buy a gun and like modify it with 3D parts. So the silencer was 3D printed. The way that kind of silencer works, you got to clean out the gun in between shots. So that's what it was.
Yeah.
Didn't jam or anything.
Yeah, and the silencer isn't really like a silencer. It still makes noise. It's just
it's a suppressor.
It's a suppressor. Yeah.
It's not like a silencer you see on TV.
Yeah, no, doesn't get that thing. Oh man, I'm looking at what's going on in the world of sports.
Dude, 2024 has been a wild,
absolutely insane year for news. Absolutely insane. This is the icing on the cake, though. They're like, why is everybody so upset about a billionaire? Why is no one upset about a billionaire dying? It's like, we're treating it the same way we taught those people who went to the Titanic with a video game controller.
Yeah, with a video game controller. It's like, not only that, but it's like, do you not understand like what the U.S. healthcare system
does to everybody?
Insurance system is? And the best argument I heard, because when people like, I don't feel sorry for him or his family. It's like, well, why don't you feel sorry for his family? The guy had wife and kids. And it's just like, okay, United Healthcare denies a third of claims. Most of those people who get denied, one of three things happen. They either pay for out of pocket and they're relatively okay, they go bankrupt, or they die. So why is it more okay to feel sorry for this rich person's family than the families of the people who died because their healthcare was denied?
Based on an algorithm they created to deny people.
Yes, and they were getting denied by AI. Also, why do I have to go to a doctor to get medicine and to get approved for a procedure, and then an AI algorithm
tells you can't do it? Yeah.
Who says, yeah, we know your doctor says you need it, but we disagree. We don't think it's medically necessary. So not only a person who isn't a doctor can say that, but an AI algorithm can say that, and the doctor's just like, well,
nothing I can do.
Fuck me, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, why don't I ask my next doctor's appointment? Why don't I schedule with the health insurance company and see if I can get it first?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, also, name me another service where I pay a monthly fee plus a deductible
to get it denied,
and to don't get denied.
Yeah.
Like maybe car insurance, maybe.
But that's only if you have an accident.
Yeah, if you have an accident and it's your fault, which
Yeah.
makes sense. Why would the insurance cover something that's your fault?
Yeah. It's such a ass backwards system.
Dude, the most wild thing about this whole story is how silent the politicians are. They're not saying
no one's saying a word. It's like it's
Nothing.
an us thing.
Nothing. It's crazy. Like no tweet, no statement. Not like even
Nothing.
like Karine Jean-Pierre isn't getting asked about it. Biden isn't saying anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nobody. And it's like this is the perfect time because there's such clear anger and vitriol from both Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah, to be like
voters.
we should come together and maybe change something about this.
Not only that, but it's just like, dude, imagine if this happened before the election.
Oh, it's totally a talking point before the election. Totally
like,
a talking point.
This is something you can actually rally a movement behind. And all the politicians is like, yeah, no, I'm going to wait for the next one. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Did you hear about the sly move that the Anthem health insurance company tried to pull?
Is that Blue Cross Blue Shield?
Yeah, Anthem's the.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, how they were trying
the anesthesia.
Yeah, and then I think Governor Hochul sent out like a tweet, kind of being like, "You saw what happened to the last guy, right?" And then like a couple of hours later, Anthem's like, we have reversed our decision with New York.
Yeah, the next day they reversed the decision.
Yeah. That was a
Kid,
wild one too.
so I guess I stand corrected. Holcher was the one who virtue signaled, like, we're gonna do something about it. Bitch, no, you're not.
Yeah. Well,
Shut
she
up.
stopped Anthem from doing that, and that wild anesthesia thing that they're going to limit the amount of anesthesia that you can give past a certain time.
96.
Yeah, 396.
Like, what am I supposed to just wake up from surgery and just be like, consent the doctor, be like, okay, no, this is fine.
Yeah.
Like, how?
While half my body is cut open.
Yeah, right. Like, okay, so like, what if something goes wrong in the surgery and it has to be more than, like, so it's scheduled for 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
And the insurance will only cover for up to 4 hours. If something goes wrong and it goes 6 hours, like, don't you need my consent in order to charge that without my insurance?
I'm assuming it would have to be a paperwork thing that you sign before going on there.
Fine beforehand,
Yeah.
probably. But even still, it's just like, well,
Yeah.
how much is it? I guess I don't need a surgery then. Like,
Yeah. Also, like, waking up in the middle of a surgery when you're cut open is like a horrible thing. Like, you will immediately go into shock.
my mom woke up in the middle of a colonoscopy once.
Jeez.
Yeah, they had to put it back under immediately. I was like, that sucks.
Yeah, no, it's such a wild week in New York. Like, this is very just Gotham-esque. Like, just very Gotham-esque.
It's also really funny how, like, again, the media is just like, he listened to a lot of Joe Rogan and Andrew Huberman. That must have been what radicalized him. And people on Twitter is like, maybe it was the back pain.
Yeah, in his banner.
The back surgery they didn't cover, and then the crazy pain he was in, excruciating pain for like God knows how long. Maybe that radicalized him. Back pain.
One of the biggest threats is they found his Goodreads account, and they're like,
Yeah.
he gave a Unabomber book a 4 out of 5.
I put in my Discord with all my friends. I'm just like, wonder what made him give it. What was missing for the 5th star?
That's what everybody's asking.
Nash just goes, probably how it ended.
And Madden, like, he gave the Lorax a 5 on Goodreads.
I mean, have you seen the? Really?
Yeah. He gave the Lorax a 5. Which is also about it's also about greed and shit like that in the Lorax.
Yeah. It is kind of crazy though. He also comes from a rich family, which is unexpected.
He comes from he's a valedictorian of his high school, of an all boys high school in Maryland.
It
in
just goes to
Baltimore,
show you,
actually.
man. Rich people also can get fucked by bad healthcare.
Yeah, it's such a weird conglomeration of events of this alleged person's demographics. I have a wild tinfoil hat theory that he is not the one, and he's not working alone. I'll put it that way.
No, I definitely don't think he's working alone, and we'll be able to know it if more because the fact that he had a YouTube channel up and ready, immediately, it's like how did you know you were gonna get arrested on December 9th?
Yeah, it's the plans and everything. My best thing, one of the funniest things I saw from the coverage of freaking dumbass Mayor Eric Adams. I really don't like this guy. He was like,
he's a fucking idiot.
He is an idiot. He was like, I'm a cop. You can trust me to be mayor. And I'm like, no, you can. And he was just like, the media asked him, do we know who the name of the person is? He's like, yeah, we know who the name is, but we're not going to give away the name just so he doesn't know. Tip him off. I'm like, everybody, he knows if someone's looking for him.
Yeah. Also, dude, saying you know his name and you don't want to tip him off. Guess what you just did?
Tip him off.
You tipped him off. Like, fucking idiot. Eric Adams is one of the dumbest people ever. Like, he is so dumb. He's so dumb.
I was like, my God. Oh my God.
Also, what does it say about the surveillance state? There's 25,000 cameras in New York City, and he just got away scot-free. So it's like the surveillance system was put in place for all of us.
Well, they know where he went, but they lost him in Central Park because you can't put cameras in Central Park.
Really?
Because I think it's because it's a park.
Interesting.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that, but I think it's because like I might even be like not really like a preserve or something. Whatever. It's like what they do with the Grand Canyon. It's like a national preserve.
Oh, it's a government. It's like natural government land, natural parks, whatever it's called.
Something like that. I think you can't put a camera.
You can't build handrails against the Grand Canyon because it's government land and it's like a national park.
It's a national park. I don't know if Central Park fits the category, but I do not believe there are any cameras, if there are, they're probably in more high traffic areas. So you can easily get lost in Central Park without them tracking you. So
okay, Yankees will talk about signing Christian Walker, but they're going to pass on Nolan Arenado from
Arenado.
Cardinals.
Yeah, Arenado. He's old. I would have liked Nolan.
He's too old.
I would like Nolan Arenado several years ago, but not now.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. It was like, this is giving Josh Donaldson vibes. And I was like, yeah, honestly, same thing with the Bellinger.
Cody
Bellinger. I mean, I think Christian Walker's better than Pete Alonso because he's better defensively.
Yeah.
So
we don't need Pete Alonso. That's just kind of like yay, he can hit periodically. But I don't even want Pete Alonso. But we'll see what happens with that.
I don't want Pete Alonso either.
No, I don't. It would be ironically funny. It was like trading players. Like, guys, this could have been done in a trade, guys.
Alonso's overrated, though.
I think so too. I
also don't want him to stay with the Mets, though.
I also agree as well.
Because if you have Alonso batting in front of Soto, like Judge doesn't have an MVP year without Juan Soto in front of him.
I agree.
This year. So, and Soto doesn't have a career year without Aaron Judge batting behind him.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you give that up to bat in front of no-named first baseman on the Mets?
Yeah.
And even with Alonso, like Alonso's going to be good protection, and Lindor in front of you is also really good protection.
Yeah.
But I think Lindor is also very overrated.
He might be big fish, small pond because it's the Mets.
Yeah, but he was better in Cleveland.
I forgot he played for Cleveland.
Yeah, he came over. I think they traded for him.
Yeah,
and then like Lindor had a relatively distant second behind Ohtani in the MVP race.
Mm-hmm.
But like I say, Ohtani wasn't playing this year. I don't think Lindor was the MVP, regardless. Even if you take out Ohtani.
Yeah, Ohtani was just hitting this year. He's going to pitch next year.
I mean, yeah, Ohtani did the 50-50. So yeah.
Yeah.
Stolen bases. So I mean, Ohtani, I don't think he should pitch. That's going to ruin his career.
He did well so far, but we'll see what happens. I mean, he's got 8 more years on this $500 million contract, whatever the hell it is. Backloaded contract.
$700 million.
Well, for Ohtani, is he in the sevens? I thought he was in like the 5s or 6s.
So it might have been 650 or 680.
Yeah,
I think it was 650.
Okay, yeah, he's got time. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He's not getting any of that money until after he retires, anyways.
Yeah, he's gonna go gamble it all away anyway. I mean, his translator's gonna gamble it all away without him knowing. You know, because Japan, the country that doesn't like gambling at all.
So dumb.
DLB's just like, we're investigating really hard about Shohei Ohtani. It's like, guys, it's kind of hard to see with your eyes closed. Like, what are you talking about?
We've got him. We've got him. It was the translator. What? Yes.
You didn't know?
Yes. The translator did it. I won't take no for an answer.
Apparently, his landlord told people that Luigi's spinal injury kept him from fucking. How the fuck does he know that? That's a good point, Taquan.
But like, apparently he was living in Hawaii, but like he was also like rich. Like one of his cousins is like a Maryland Congress member. He's in the House. He's in the Maryland House.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I want to be back in Maryland right now to be like, what is going on? Like I need all the info. Because I went to school in Baltimore County. So I was like, wait, an all boys private school in Baltimore? I think I know what school this is.
Yeah, dude, my friend's brother like lives out in PA, and he's like, dude, I've been to that McDonald's multiple times. Like I have sat and done work in that McDonald's multiple times that I got arrested in. And dude, the fact that people were review bombing that McDonald's and then Google and Yelp took them down is just, it's like, guys, can we let the little guy have a small victory just once?
Just once.
Like, let us have this. You still have all the power and money, but let us fucking have this.
McDonald's is like, the snack rack's coming back. People are like, no one gives a fuck.
No, I did. I was very happy.
I'm very happy about the snack rack coming back.
I was like, you know what? He bought himself an extra few years.
Hold on, there is. I gotta find this.
Like at least eating McDonald's is a choice, right? Like if you're gonna murder the CEO of McDonald's, that doesn't make any sense in any circumstance. Period.
Yeah.
Because the food's poison, but eating McDonald's is a choice
Yeah.
most of the time.
Most of the time. Yeah. So what was it? There is. Did I find it? Is it not here? No.
You can actually pinpoint a second. You whipped his heart out in half.
Oh man. Oh, there's this guy Carter Anderson. He does he'll do like voices on the TikTok, and he's talking about he has all the restaurants talking to each other. What is it? Where is it? Let me play.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, it's great. Oh, here it is.
Bitch, you snitched on an assassin? First of all, bitch, I didn't snitch on shit. It was one of my bitch-ass employees, and they will suffer, even more than they do, working at McDonald's. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna help you, bitch. Yeah, you in trouble. May the Lord protect you. Shut up, Chick-fil-A. Besides, he's in custody. I mean, he can't do anything else. Mickey D's, you ain't thinking this all the way through. Yeah, I mean, they might find that there's not enough evidence to hold him. They might actually let him out on bail or something. Or he might escape like El Chapo. Jesus Christ. And you're ignoring the scariest possibility of them all, that this isn't the killer and there's some other guy out there. Like, whatever's going on here, I don't think it's over. Hey, did I mention that I'm bringing back the snack wrap? Bitch, yes. Also, you announced that like 6 months ago. Carter Anderson made a song about it. Oh, shit, that's right. Yeah, we're all probably cooked. At least the CEO of Costco is safe. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can do it for you. Only you can let it in. No one else. No one else. Bitch, you snitched on it.
Oh, it's so good. There's somebody who came up with videos like the list of CEOs that are safe, and number one on everybody's list is the guy at Costco because he never,
God.
because he never raises the price of the hot dogs.
I know.
It-
It's like the Arizona iced tea guy too.
Yeah. They said it's the Costco guy, the Arizona iced tea guy, and someone said Mark Cuban. Did you see the interview with the Arizona iced tea guy? He was on I think 60 Minutes or something.
No.
He was essentially asked like, how come like your thing has been your drinks have been like $1 forever? How come you never raise your prices? And he's like, why? I made my money. Like making more money does nothing for me. There's no reason to do this.
There's a point where enough
is enough.
is enough.
Yeah. He was like, there's no reason for me to raise my prices. Like, we're doing fine. Like, we're good. Which is why I always will drink in Arizona whenever I get a chance.
Yeah.
It's
It's
great.
hard to understand how people care more about their health care than shareholders' stock prices.
Yeah, it's not really that hard to figure out, guys.
Like, why are people so angry? It's like, oh, you must have good health care.
Actually, I'm gonna use that on somebody's. Oh, you must have great healthcare, don't you? You're very upset about this.
Yeah, your deductible must be like $0.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. Anywho, I'm gonna get out of here. See if I can catch the next NXT
Same.
or whatever. And whatnot.
Yep, time to lay in bed and watch YouTube. That's the play.
Gotta love it.
That's
It.
the move. And the Steam Deck, dude. I love the Steam Deck. It's
By the
the
way,
greatest
I know
fucking
you're not a
thing ever.
Marvel person, but have you heard about Marvel Rivals?
A little bit. Is that like? Is it free to play?
It's free to play, yeah.
Yes, I have heard of it.
Yeah. Spink, Overwatch, and Marvel characters.
There is another one, Midnight Suns.
Midnight Suns is more of a
It's turn-based.
turn-based RPG, yeah.
I have that because Epic Games gave it away for free, and I played it a little bit, and that game was actually a lot of fun.
I finished the game. I liked it. I liked Midnight Suns.
I think it's solid. It's a game I can definitely get into eventually.
And if you actually if you do kind of like the side stuff and you actually like talk to all the characters in between like missions, you learn a lot about their lore.
Yeah, you got a good lore and backstory. It's
Mm-hmm.
like God, they need to make another Ultimate Alliance. That's what they need to do. Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah. Well, everything under Marvel now is under like Marvel. So they have like Marvel Studios, Marvel TV, Marvel Animation, and Marvel Games.
Yeah.
So it's
Marvel
all
Games.
kind of streamlined now. So I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. Check out Marvel Rivals. I enjoy it. I think it's fun as fuck. And they hit 10 million people in 3 days.
Wow. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. 10 million people in 3 days, and my next venture is probably going to be Indiana Jones. I heard great stuff about that game.
Dude, so my bro, you know what the Humble Bundle is?
No, I don't.
So it's like a website called Humble,
Okay.
and my brother was just on Twitter last night, and he got a link from the Humble Bundle, and it somehow gave him the Indiana Jones game for free.
How?
So they fucked up and gave a Steam key away for free.
Oh, shit.
So and me and him both have the family plan, so we got to share libraries.
Yeah.
So I literally installed it before I got home tonight, and he texted me an update. The Humble Bundle, like we fucked up, and they took it away.
Damn.
They took the downloads away. So dude, literally, the game is 112 gigabytes. It is installed on my machine.
You can't play it.
Can't play it.
Can't play it.
I can't play it. I gotta pay for it.
I don't have. Well, it's on Game Pass Ultimate because it's an Xbox Studios game. So
But what a mistake, dude! You just pissed off so many people. Pissed off so many people because now they're definitely not going to buy it.
Yeah.
They played it for like 12 hours for free.
Oh yeah, that is a fucking shame. But here, let me get out of here, and I will
Yep.
talk to you later.
Hey, dude.
Peace, kids.
Midnight music.